high.
Yeah, and the waves and the beach it's forming over there is really cool. Hiya! I'm enjoying these evening basin guides. This is fun. You look like you're about to fall asleep. Wander, wander, wander. You know what? We don't have bear spray on. Which we should always be carrying in Yellowstone. Even though we haven't seen any bear. Or any buffalo for that matter. We should still be carrying. It is that time of day now. Where does this go? Left takes us a short way out to Black Dragon's Cauldron, and right will swing us around to Sour Lake, which is this big feature here. So I'm gonna go quickly over here. Huh? That's the only route. This is just a spur to Black Dragon's Cauldron. So I'm gonna go look at that real quick, because that's all Sour Lake out here in the evening sunset. This camera's actually picking up a lot of light, so there's the good stinky stuff. But you can see at one point it was eruptive and left this ridge around itself. Oh yes, look at oh god, that's stinky. Woo! That's some stinky stuff. Yeah, and it really is black and frothing. Oh, this is cool. I'll show a little informational thing behind us real quick. You can get that. This mud pot roared into existence in 1948, blowing trees out by roots and forever changing this once quiet forested hillside. A park interpreter named the new feature for its resemblance to a darkly colored demon of the backwoods. For several decades, it erupted in explosive 10 to 20 foot bursts of black mud.
No.
That would cause the rims are on either side. Over the years, it has moved 200 feet to the southeast and become relatively quiet. However, as change is constant in Yellowstone, the Black Dragon may one day roar back to life. So,
is this the one that changed?
No, this changed a long time ago. So initially, when it first bursted on the scene in the 40s, it was dumping out 10 to 20 foot mud eruptions right here, causing these rims. But as I said, it has moved way the heck back here, and it's turned into a lovely, absolutely lovely hot pool for you to soak in.
And die.
You know, those mud baths people go spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to go get themselves exfoliated in. This, please don't. This will literally dissolve you in minutes. Don't. The pH is really bad. It is really hot. You will not survive, and you will not enjoy your death. Don't get in this. But this is cool. And then Sour Lake. No, those are not fish. I don't think, at least I don't think that's fish. I hope it's not fish rising. That's all bubbles. Bubbly, 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 bubblies. Yes, some bubblies. Ooh, that's good and stinky, huh? Good and stinky. Munchkin's enjoying the stink so much.
No. One of the worst smells ever. Really smelled.
She just hasn't been to Yellowstone enough to enjoy it.
Enough.
To learn how to enjoy it. Exactly.
I know, but my nose itches, my eyes hurt.
Your body will learn to get used to it. The first couple times I came as a kid, I hated it too, but now it's just like, it's the ambiance of it. It's just the way your body is signaled to enjoy it. You have the good memories associated with it, so you learn to enjoy it. Just like walking on these creaky wood boardwalks. You learn to enjoy it. So I'm going to quickly come out and look at Sour Lake. I might have spent a little bit more time here. Might have in fact taken a long exposure at one of these, but the light is dying and I'd like to see the rest of the thermal area before the light goes too bad. You know, this is picking up a lot of light. I am pleasantly surprised by the GoPro picking up so much light. It is seeing it probably 3 times as good as we are.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, it's seeing it a lot better than we are. So that's going to show up really good on YouTube. Look, buffalo turd. They like the area. That's why, part of the reason why it's all nothing growing here, because they're hanging out. But
yes,
also,
how my camera puts it in.
Yeah, still better than our eyeballs, but not as good as the GoPro. So is Sour Lake. Oh, head back down the boardwalk. Stay on the boardwalk. Do not be dumb and get off the boardwalk. And what is our next destination? I can turn to the map. Evening.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. Yourself? Oh yeah, yes it is. Better than being in the city. And our next is going to be the Grizzly Fumarole, which being a fumarole means you're not going to have any water. It's just going to be a bunch of hissing steam, which means it's probably going to be extra super stinky. That's weird that a random LE Ranger's wandering around out here. I wonder what happened. Usually the LE Rangers just don't go wandering about the boardwalk unless something exciting happened. Maybe he's making sure nobody's going hot potting at night. Who knows? Woo, good and stinky. Good and stinky. So you have Grizzly Fumarole coming up next, and then afterwards it'll be Mud Volcano, which is, as the name suggests, probably the highlight, if not for Dragon's Mouth Spring. But I remember Dragon's Mouth Spring being a roiling, angry thing. That stuck with me most about this thermal area, besides the stink. It is still picking up the light a lot better than I am. That's cool. Hope it's not super shaky. I'm sure it's getting shakier as the light's getting worse. I remember that on other YouTube videos when I was walking through the forest as it was dark, that it would get shaky and fuzzy with my steps. So I'm trying to make it be less shaky and steppy. But if it's because the light's dying and I really don't want to be out here when there's bears and wolves about. Bye, Munchkin. It's really dark in here now. The camera's starting to struggle, but I kind of figured as much. That's why I'm hustling. For a while there, both Jared and I wanted to be law enforcement rangers for the Park Service. Jared a little bit more than I did. I still really badly want to work for the Park Service, but we shall see. This would be Grizzly Fumarole, and I bet by his Munchkin's reaction, it's really stinky. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff there. That's, ooh, extra concentrated. So, whoo, yeah. That might not be picking that up very well. We got a little bit of mud pot action, so on the light, that helps it all. That's good and stinky. Got a little bit of mud pot action going on over there. But otherwise, no water, so everything's extra concentrated, which means extra stinky and extra hot. So your four basic thermal features are fumarole, no water, all heat, all steam, mud pot, a little bit of water, a lot of steam, a lot of heat, high acidity, so you're dissolving the rock around it, creating the mud, hot spring, a lot of water, varying levels of heat, really pretty, and then geyser, good amount, decent amount, varying amount of heat, varying amount of water, but the important part is the constriction in the plumbing that brings the water to the surface, so pressure builds, and every once in a while it goes pop goes the weasel. That's the important part. That was extra stinky Grizzly Fumarole. Let's head down to Pavimento extra quicko so we can go see the last two features, and hopefully still decent light. Sorry if this is shaking. I am half running down the pavement. I'm sure it's shaky and bad, but oh well. Pavement's still crumbly and cruddy. I said the pavement is still crumbly and cruddy. I remember that too. Woo! Temperature just dropped by 10 degrees. It was picking up the light better than our eyeballs. Now it's not so much now that we're facing away from the sunset. It was picking it up real well. Now, It's about as bad as our eyeballs. Let's go see Mud Volcano. The big Ungus Chungus. I can hear the thumping already. Mud Volcano, yep. You might not be able to see that very well at all at this point. Gurgle, gurgle, burble, burble. The light seems pretty terrible, so you may not be able to tell, but it's spewing mud places. But when explorers first saw it in the 1870s, it was shooting mud 100 feet into the trees, hence why it was called Mud Volcano. And then it blew itself up and came up to that. So, a bit anticlimactic compared to what it was, given its name. But, oh well, it's still pretty cool. Oh yeah, the light's starting to really go. Let's go look at Dragon's Mouth. It's still dumping out steam like it's super happy. Oh no, the light, it's fading fast, y'all. There's a lot of steam coming out, so there might be hope still. Also doesn't help that there's a forested hillside killing off the last of the sun. I hear a lot of hot water going underneath us. Oh yeah, look at all that rock sitting out up front. It really burbled itself up. You can't see anything on the camera. Dang, we might have to come back. Dragon's Mouth Spring. You may not be able to read that. An unknown park visitor named this feature around 1912, perhaps due to the water that frequently surged from the cave like the lashing of a dragon's tongue. Until 94, this dramatic wave-like action of often splashed water as far as the boardwalk. The rumbling sounds are caused by steam and other gases exploding through the water, causing it to crash against the walls of the hidden caverns. So you may or may not be able to see. All you may be able to see is the steam coming out, but it is a pretty deep cavern in there, and it's gurgling and burbling, which is very aptly named. You can hear that, and it kind of blew itself up a little bit this summer. You can hear it burbling way down below, but I'm afraid that is going to be it, Mr. Bond. I wish I had a better flashlight than what's on my phone. A little more direct spring, a little bit more direct light I could shine. As you can see, maybe, this raised boardwalk viewing platform, because it's a pretty awe-inspiring feature most of the year. We just happened to catch it at last light. So that is Mud Volcano. If we have time, we might come back tomorrow in the daylight, but I don't think we'll be coming back to this area. So sorry if the second half of viewing Mud Volcano was kind of poopy, but that's what happens when it's a last second, oh, let's go check it out at last light kind of feature. So thank you for joining me. Leave any comments down below. If you're going to tell me, oh, the light sucked, wish you would have done it sooner, sorry, I'm on vacation. I can't control when I do things. I was out fishing all day. All kinds of burbling hotness in here that you probably cannot tell. Well, you might be able to, probably not. But that's it for today's video. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one, and ciao.